Good morning. It's a snowy, cold day, January 16th, 9:30 a.m. If you'd all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with a prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage, that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen. All right. We have minutes of January 9th.
Move to approve the minutes of January 9th.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion or changes? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Do we have any public comment regarding any of our pending resolutions? Seeing none, we do have a retirement commendation. Resolution honoring former Medina County Veterans Service Commissioner Jack Forster for his years of service. Whereas former Veterans Service Commissioner Jack Forster of the Medina County Veterans Service Commission served on the commission for 5 years and retired as secretary of the commission, and whereas he was honored by the Vietnam Veterans of America for being appointed for one term by Common Pleas Judge of Medina County, and whereas Mr. Forster, after being appointed, served from January 2019 through 2024, and whereas Mr. Forster, during his tenure, has overseen the Medina County Veterans Service Office, which has assisted more than 15,000 clients during his time. And whereas Mr. Forster has been recognized by the Ohio Department of Veteran Services, as well as numerous veterans organizations, for his commitment to Medina County veterans. And whereas we wish him well, as we know he will continue to serve our veterans in a different capacity. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Medina County, Ohio, that they wish to recognize and honor Mr. Jack Forster for his commitment to the veterans and their families of Medina County.
Move to approve the commendation.
Second.
Any discussion?
Well deserved.
Indeed. Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. Jack, you want to come forward? Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you got a few parting words here, if you'd like.
All right. Oh, I'm not that short. Hey, well, thanks a lot. The 5 years really goes fast, and it was a great honor to work with the fellow commissioners and Ed Zachary and the Office of Veteran Services, who are amazing people. The work the office does to support our veterans is just amazing. How we work with them, how we help them, and it's been an honor to be a part of that organization. Thank you very much.
Well, Jack, I was going to say, I know in the military they give you a little recognition when you serve in a war zone. You served during COVID, and that was not an easy time to be on any public board. So, job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. With that, we have resolutions. Dan Becker, County Engineer's Office.
Morning.
Dan is like the Brett today.
Yeah, I was going to just say that. I got Brett beat, I think. I've got 11 resolutions for your consideration today.
Man.
Yes, the first resolution is authorizing the President of the Board of the County Commissioners to submit applications for the Issue 1 funding. The second resolution is authorizing the Medina County Commissioner to participate in the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program. Third resolution is authorizing change order number 1 for the Medina County MC 3000 chip and seal resurfacing project from last year. The fourth resolution is authorizing Medina County Engineer to proceed in certain instances by force account when reconstructing, improving, or maintaining roads and bridges and culverts. The fifth resolution is determining that equipment used by the Medina County Engineer is in excess and for disposal. The sixth resolution is authorizing the final change order for the 2023 River Styx Road Improvement Project. The seventh resolution is authorizing Medina County Engineer to advertise for bids for the item 253 pavement planing and repair project on various county roads. The 8th resolution is authorizing Medina County Engineer to advertise for bids for the ODOT Item 441 thin overlay on various county roads. The 9th resolution is authorizing Medina County Engineer to advertise for bids for the Item 422 single chip and seal for various county roads. The 10th resolution is authorizing Medina County Engineer to advertise for bids for the 422 MC3000 single chip and seal for various county roads. And the last resolution is approving the annual County Highway System Mileage Certificate Report by ODOT. I'm done.
Move to approve the 11 resolutions.
Moved and second. Any discussion? I guess we'll be ready for the orange barrel season
yes, you
as soon
will.
as these red bids come in. So, all right. Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Jeremy Simcoe, our sanitary engineer, is next.
Good morning, everyone. I have a modest one resolution for you today, and that's authorizing the sanitary engineer to enter into an agreement with Wade Trim for design services for the Canby Building project located at the Liverpool Wastewater Treatment Plant.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second the motion. Moved and second. Any discussion? Do you want to explain why this is important?
Yeah, so the Canby system is part of our digesters over at the Liverpool Wastewater Treatment Plant, and when these temperatures drop down into the teens, a lot of the processes are starting to freeze, causing equipment damage. And right now, we blend the natural gas with the blended methane from the digesters, and right now we're on 100% natural gas because the system is, like I said, just frozen.
Which means we're actually producing more greenhouse gases when this happens. So
Correct.
hopefully NOAC will take note that we're making this correction and reducing the generation of greenhouse gases. So roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry I had to make that plug. I see Brandon's not going to be on the agenda today. Denise Testa, Planning Services.
Good morning.
I have just one resolution appointing, requesting appointment of a member and alternate to the Medina County Planning Commission.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Holly Murin, Human Resources Director.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On our personal changes resolution today, we have 3 new hires, 1 in maintenance, 1 at Job and Family Services, and 1 at County Home, 1 rehire at Transit, 1 leave of absence in sanitary, 2 returns from leave, 1 at Job and Family Services and 1 in Transit, 1 suspension in sanitary, 1 probationary removal at Job and Family Services, 1 resignation at Solid Waste, and 1 removal at County Home.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Brett Thomas, our Finance Director. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning. To complete the switch between Dan and I only have 3 resolutions for you again today. My first one is allowing expenses of the county engineer for the Pesticide Commercial Applicator Recertification Conference. The second resolution is expenses of other county officials, sheriff training, probate and juvenile, and transit. Everything is inside Ohio this time. Our third and final resolution is our weekly bills in the amount of $1,538,287.78. And as always, we keep copies in the auditor's office if anybody needs them.
Move to approve 3 resolutions.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes.
Thank
You very much, Brett. Next, we have department updates. Richard Nelson, our Chief Building Official. So what's the good news?
Good morning. Well, the year ended up, the value of construction ended up being down 24%. No surprise, all year long it was plugging away at less than last year's big numbers. New homes ended up, new home average value ended up just under $395,000. New home starts for the year ended up at 375, which is pretty good. Not as good as last year, but higher than the previous 3 years. So our monthly receipts 7%, which was pretty amazing considering things are down. They were 7% above last year at this time for the December. Overall year-to-date receipts ended up being almost being 15% less than last year. And page 4, residential permits issued by townships and villages. Page 5, commercial permits issued in December. And page 6 is more detail on the commercial permits. So we're doing fine, but what I did was a recap of the year. In order to do those projects, those 375 homes, our building inspectors end up doing 6,500 inspections for those homes. Of course, some of the stuff carries from the previous year. Some of this year's new work, of course, carries into next year. But still, the building inspectors did 6,500 inspections. The electrical inspections did 4,100. And then in addition to that, to accomplish the commercial work, the building guys did 2,400 inspections on commercial projects, and the electric guys did almost 1,500 on the commercial projects. It's a lot of inspections. Throughout the year, we issued 574 occupancy certificates for new homes. And throughout the course of the year, we issued 116 commercial certificates of occupancy. So that pretty much recaps our year.
All right.
That's all I have.
Very good.
Mhm.
Any questions?
Do you have any expectations from chatter you've heard heading into the new year? Expect it to be flat, up, down?
No, I don't. It'll probably just plug away,
Yeah.
my guess. Probably similar to this year, I would say. I would think. But I'm not a good predictor.
Well, the point is you're able to keep up with it in terms of the inspections
True.
as well as plan reviews, and that's the important thing.
Yeah. Right now, we're well caught up because there's not
Good.
that much coming in. So
Good.
it comes in the door and we work on it and it pretty much goes out again.
Good.
Based on my quick math, that was what, 15,000 inspections coming through your office?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Super.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Richard. Next, Greg Brown, our County Home Superintendent. Good morning.
Good morning. Starting out with census, we're currently at 41. 2 to 3 potential candidates should be coming in later this month. Our adult daycare, we're currently at 2. Staffing, nurses, we're good. Aides, we're still trying to hire for second and third shift, although we're managing, and one was on the resolution that you saw today. December, amazing outpouring of the community. We started off end of November. The Kletters had their annual Christmas party. I think that was that was 22nd year in a row for their parties. Some of the donations, the Friends of Medina County Home, they always pay for our Christmas party. This year, the residents ate from Corkscrew Restaurant. That was amazing. Also, then they also pay for the Christmas Eve, which helps out the food staff to prepare for the Christmas meal, and that was Subway. They really enjoy that. That's been something that we've brought in here the last 3 years. And then also, Friends of Medina County Home, they always donate $10 to each one of the residents as well. Christmas cards, Kiwanis of Medina, Valley City, VFW, gave Drug Mart cards to the residents. There was one of our residents' family that donated $10 in a card to each one of the residents. And then our veterans were identified. We have 2 veterans at the home right now. The American Legion Post 202 Auxiliary gave them money, and then also, this was a new one for me, James Fowler Chapter, Daughter of the American Revolutions, gave them a Walmart gift card as well. The 2 of the churches took wish lists from all the residents and then gave them presents, so they got to open one on Christmas Day and then one on Christmas Eve. That was Holy Martyrs Church and Chatham Community Church. And then some of the food, Ken Collins, formerly owned the Medina Steakhouse, did a whole New Year's Eve meal for the residents. Roast beef, ham, sides. It was very good. And then the National Guard Armory on Lafayette had a Christmas party, and they had a lot of leftover in pans, and I think that was 2 meals right there. Some of our vendors that gave to us, we had the MediWise long-term care pharmacy, Dr. Candewall, which is our medical director, and then somebody new that we've been bringing in, Dr. Jan also gave some stuff, and then Boyart's. I've got some poinsettias that look like trees almost. They're so big at my place. Some of the regular food donations, Crop King, even through the wintertime, we're still getting a little bit of lettuce from them, so that's always amazing. Holy Martyrs Church, their food pantry does Panera on Fridays. Frank and Rose Galish from the Friends, that's my Giant Eagle connection. There's always food coming in. And then a local community member just gave us 4 cases of cheese, which that's always used. Mac and cheese is always a great one for the residents. But that's only touching it. That complete list, it's on Commissioner's newsletter, and then also on the Medina County Home Facebook page as well. Because everybody needs to be recognized for what they've done. Some of the projects that are still ongoing from last year following in, we've got a new sign that's going to be out front that for all these years you've had the big stone. It says County Home, visitors welcome, farther down. Well, this one is going to say Medina County Home, but it finally will, for the people that drive by the big brick building that they don't know what's going on there, it'll say Residential Care Facility. It'll look similar to the one that the dog shelter just had done, so it'll be similar. But finally, people, I've had just recently somebody that donated, they're like, we've been here for a year, we've driven by the big brick building, and we didn't know what was going on. So I'm trying to bring light to that. Also, flooring for the 1A restrooms, I finally, it's been ordered, it's coming in, and then that'll be a huge project finished up down on that wing. For the second year in a row, motor's going out in one of our washing machines. That's always expensive, but that's being done. And then some of the January events, Warm Wishes, I'd never really known about them, from the Hands Foundation, came in, did soup, blankets for the residents, and then took a list from other items that they'll bring back. Access the Arts, always huge at our place. They're doing music tonight, and then they also have a craft event later on this month as well. And then I did have every resident that wanted to watch the Browns game. 6 of the 7, was it 6? Yeah, 6 of my 7 TVs had that on Saturday. So thankfully.
Was there a Browns game Saturday? I wasn't aware of that.
And an interesting note on this one was, so we have DirecTV out at our location, and they had a dispute going on up until 1 hour before that game, where they weren't going to be able to see the game on there.
Okay.
And it came through that they finally resolved it, so that they were able to see it, because I had an alternate solution, but it wasn't going to be as good as the TV.
Wow.
So, but they had that. That was 3 hours of my time on Saturday trying to
No
resolve
medical
that.
emergencies during that Browns game? At least there within the home.
Yeah, not within the home.
Wasn't close enough to
Yeah.
get anybody's heart rate up.
But if it was going to be history, the residents were going to be able
They
to
were
see it.
prepared. There you go.
So
There you go. Oh,
I had them at least prepared for that, just in
Greg,
case.
is there
There you
I mean, that DirecTV question is an interesting question, but there's not an over-the-air antenna that the
Some of our
facility-
residents do, so, right, since we don't have cable to the rooms, some of the residents do have an antenna, and they can pick up some local ones, but we've never gone to an antenna system.
Gotcha. It's just curious, because I don't live too far from there, and we don't have a high-end antenna, but we get all the over-the-air channels, pretty good signals with
Yeah.
just an over-the-air antenna that's not, high-end or anything. So
That was about my third plan.
Okay.
In case
Oh,
the other
just in
two,
case.
yeah,
All right, yeah.
fell through there.
fortunately, you didn't have to go to it.
No, I did
Right.
not.
Okay.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, very good. Great
Okay.
job. Thanks, Greg. All right, Commissioner's Resolution, appointing a member to the Medina County Advisory Council on Aging and Disability. There is a vacancy for the Medina County Township Trustees Association, and this would appoint Karen Williams to serve on that board. And she will be serving until, September 30th, 2026.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Just want to thank Erin for being willing to serve in that position.
There's a reference to the sixth representative in the second, whereas there's a reference to number 5, but she's the
Oh,
number 6 representative.
Number
Six,
6.
right.
Yep, I'll get that corrected.
Yep, thank you. Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. We do have a notice of a liquor permit filing. Received notice of request to transfer a liquor permit from FOS Tavern LLC to Heart of Hinckley LLC, doing business as Foster's Tavern of Hinckley, located at 1382 Ridge Road, Hinckley Township, Hinckley, Ohio. This is for a D5 and D6 permit class, and this not requesting a hearing, and so this is just providing it as a part of the record. All
They
right.
do have new owners.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, thanks. All right. Next, open public comment. Anybody here? Okay. Seeing none. A discussion session. Denise, anything else? Dan? Matt? Anyone? Colleen?
Yes, Kyle White from OSU Extension asked me to meet her last week, and she gave me an update, which I thought was kind of interesting for the residents. You know, we have our solar panel project going on, our first one going on one of our buildings, and so she's like kind of documenting the whole process, the do's, the don'ts, and she's going to create a curriculum for residents. So if they should ever want to do one on their home, they'll have instructions, they'll have questions to ask, they'll have, you know, benefits, questions like, should you put a new roof on first to carry the weight? So the curriculum will kind of give a guide to the residents who want to do this in the future, and I thought that that was a really interesting thing that OSU Extension is doing on our current building to document the whole process. So
Super. Good.
maybe you can call NOACO and tell them that too.
Okay, well, make sure we get credit on that one as well. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
We did have a NOAC meeting last week. I talked about it I talked about it in our meeting last week, so I don't have any further update other than the vote on the agriculture initiative went as I would have expected it to go. There were 5 of us from a couple of us from Medina County, including our engineer Andy Conrad, along with a couple of votes from Lorain County and 1 vote from Geauga County that were opposed. And our specific objection, as we mentioned on the record and in the meeting last week, was related to this kind of late add of agriculture into the plan. You know, I had the opportunity to ask some questions of the gentleman whose name is escaping me, who heads this program up, and he acknowledged that it was subsequent to doing the greenhouse gas inventory, subsequent to kind of presenting the initial plan elements to the group, and during some version of the public comment section that happened as a follow-up to that, when agriculture was suggested to be included. And I don't object to that generally. I just object to it being brought in kind of on different terms than the other industries were to it. So, you know, be that as it may, it passed with flying colors and at the NOACA meeting. So, you know, that's moving forward. But there's good public comment and engagement from, I think 4 of the 6 speakers were from Medina County. I've heard a lot of follow-up comments from residents who listened in on it and who I think appreciated at least the stand that we're trying to take on behalf of the agriculture community. But be that as it may, it seems like NOAC is poised to move forward with that. So we'll continue to monitor the fallout of that, I suppose, on the local level. But I at least wanted to have the follow-up report on that. So,
Okay. To be clear, this was essentially approving a report of all the regional planning activities? Was that technically what the resolution was?
This resolution was, and it was one of our primary action items because this was just the organizational meeting.
Right.
But this was identifying the scope of preliminary action items that are going to go into the preliminary climate action plan, which is due for completion in March 1st. Yeah.
And this is so that they can qualify for additional federal funding.
Right.
For implementing those action.
This is a condition
Plan
of the money
items.
they've already accepted, is
Right.
they have to have a plan document together March 1st.
Okay.
One of the questions I asked was, is it a prerequisite for the preliminary plan to include agriculture? The answer was no. So it isn't a requirement. It's a requirement to have a preliminary plan. It is definitively not a requirement for that to include agriculture. They're just doing that because they see they've identified that as an important action item. For my money, they've identified that kind of late in the game to add it. And they did indicate, well, we can supplement the information in the greenhouse gas inventory. We can supplement some of this other information before we finalize the report. For my money, that would be the time then to add in recommendations once we've actually done that preliminary research and have the data points. But they're not inclined to wait for that. They're insisting on including that in the March 1st version of the report that gets filed.
Okay. I guess then just to clarify the record, as far as the votes for that action item, Medina County's 4 votes were split. The representative from the township as well as the representative from municipalities both voted in favor of moving it forward. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. I don't have anything else. We do have a request for executive session.
I move to go into executive session to consider the compensation of a public employee.
Second.
Moved and second. Just to be clear, we will be going to executive session, coming back, and then adjourning for the day. We do have public meetings, the budget hearings scheduled just last week. We're going to be doing a round of them starting at 10:30 today in the next 3 days, and they are all public meetings. They're not going to be televised, but the public is certainly, if you're interested and want to see the list, we do have a posting as to what each of the departments that will be included in those budget hearings, and you're welcome to attend if you want. Roll call, please.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Hambley?
Yes. And thank you very much. Have a good day. See you next week.
After